Today is the 6th day of the Hebrew month of Elul, this month where we prepare ourselves spiritually to get ready for the High Holy Days. So on that calendar, the 6th day of 29, you have more than enough time to do your own spiritual preparation. But I want to let you know that the clergy and the entire staff at Congregation Emanu-El has been working for months now. And of course, earlier in the summer, there were lots of questions. Well, by the time we get to the High Holy Days, we think we'll be able to come back together, right? Or maybe we'll be able to have 300 people spread out in the main sanctuary. And I don't think any of us could have dreamed that we would reach this moment in time and be told that the safest thing to do would be to offer something completely unique and different to our congregation and our community. And as I said, we have met for, I'd say, hundreds of hours to plan something so unique and so special that we really want you to connect with. Connection is going to be a big theme. And in that vein, I want to invite our executive director, David Goldman, just to do a little something that so you don't have to just sit there listening to us the whole time.
Great. Well, great. Thank you, Rabbi. And same reaction is just every time I'm on one of these where I see all of your faces, it does take a moment just to gather myself. So you'll be hearing so much for what we have planned to do, not just for you, but with you. And so we just wanted to take a moment. If you go to the chat, I've placed a link and just want to hear a word from you of what you want to feel from the High Holy Day experience. Just in one word, and I'll share the responses on my screen here. In just one word, if you go to the chat, there's a link. You don't even have to ask for your name. You can put it in or not. It doesn't matter. You can press skip. But just in one word, after the High Holy Days, what do you want to feel? And you can kind of see the words coming up on the screen here as they come in. So we'll give folks another moment. And you know, I had to think about this as well, Rabbi. I don't know, what do you want to feel? What does the clergy want to feel afterwards? Relieved? Is that these are some wonderful things. And I'll just give it another second and then turn it back over to you, Rabbi Beth. Yeah. Sacred, hopeful, holiness, renewed, connected. If I could freeze it there, I would, because that really is one of the themes for our presentation today. And I'm so glad that is something that people are saying often, because it really is something that we want to make sure that you feel throughout this process. So, Rabbi Beth, I think that gives us a sense, and please continue to vote. We'll share these with you afterwards as well. Rabbi Beth?
Absolutely. So keep voting and chatting, and feel free to chat throughout, just as I always chat when I'm sitting in the congregation. That word connected just jumped out. And I think that has been the watchword of what we want to try to create. And we realize that it can't, as much as many of you have enjoyed the Friday night Kabbalat Shabbat Zoom service that we've presented, it has to be more than that. It really has to be more than that, more interactive, more familiar, more coming together. And so that we've been working along those lines, and we're very excited about what we have to share with you this evening. Still very much a work in progress, and we're going to share what we have and then give an opportunity for questions that you can put into the chat, and David's going to be collecting the questions, and we'll all take turns answering them. But one thing we realized very early on, it actually came from our own Rabbi Rodich, that we would need a completely new and different platform to share our High Holy Day experience together. He felt that we needed a new website for this unprecedented moment. And then Rabbi Bauer stepped up and said, I have the people to make the website. And I don't know if you've seen the website yet. We're going to walk you through it. And then I hope that that after this call, you'll spend a great deal of time exploring this website and using it as a portal to get into any level of connection that you would like to have with the High Holy Days, which could be just turning on the button when it's time for services, or much, much more. So Rabbi Rodich, will you lead us through?
With pleasure. Hi, everyone. It is great to see you all, and I look forward to connecting in the ways that we're able to over the next month and beyond that. We're still very much here, and we are so glad to be here and be in community with all of you. So I'm going to screen share right now this project that many of us have been working on over the summer. It's some of those hundreds of hours that Rabbi Beth mentioned. I particularly want to thank Ron Herson, who is a congregant who stepped up to really donate so much time and expertise to make this website a possibility. Ariana Estoque, who is our membership director and also oversees High Holidays, really learned how to build a website when that was the last thing she expected to learn how to do, and did an incredible job overseeing this. Emily Valentine, our director of technology, Randy, so many other people helped us really create a brand new website in about 8 weeks, which is fast by any timeline and extremely fast by synagogue time. So I'm going to go ahead and share it now for those that haven't seen it, or for those that have. I hope I can show you how to engage with it in a deeper way. So this is our High Holy Day website, and I'd like you to think about it as a digital sanctuary. You come into our homepage where you see our beautiful stained glass windows showing this side water, the other side fire. And it offers 5 different ways of engagement over the High Holy Days at Emanu-El. And we're gonna spotlight a few of those ways, not all of them right now, that we wanna draw your attention to so that you can engage with us in the deepest way possible and let you know what your options are. But just an overview, this homepage briefly explains what the different options are. There's a little video from the young adult late Shabbat that we took about 1.5 years ago. And if you watch it for a couple of minutes, you'll see lots of great folks in there. Our president, Alan Grenitz, is at the back at some point. Lots of cute pictures of people in our community. And so just take a moment to look through this homepage and see the story that it's trying to tell, which is a story that our congregation is still going to gather and be a vital and central place of spiritual resource for our community on this High Holy Days, as we have for almost 2 centuries in San Francisco. So I want to now take a deeper dive into the prepare section, which I'm going to click on, and I'm going to hand it over to Rabbi Mintz, who is going to share some words about that. This is loading a little slow, but we will get there. This section, sorry, I'm going to say a couple words and then I'll hand it to you, Rabbi Mintz. This section has a lot of information on ways that we want you to think about in advance for how to really engage this time, these days, not just the 2 days, but all the days around the High Holy Days. And Rabbi Mintz is now I'm going to stop sharing, and she's going to share some details about what we'd like you to do.
Great. Hi, everyone. It's wonderful to be here with you. And I wanted to share with you a little bit about the preparations for our High Holy Days this year, and the feeling that so many of us have when we walk into the sanctuary, when we walk into the building, and that is missing so much for all of us. And I'll tell you, on behalf of all of your clergy, we also have that missing and that yearning, not just to be in the building, but to be in the building with all of you. And so what I did is to bring a little bit of what I'm hoping you can do in your homes for this first, and I hope only time that we're in our homes during Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, not able to gather in our holy sanctuaries, so that your home can become a mikdash me'at, or a tiny holy place that's a reflection of the holiness that you feel during these services and that you would be feeling if you were in the sanctuary. So it also, I think, is really helpful for us as clergy, because we are going to be in the sanctuary, hopefully being able to move past the screen into your homes, for us to know that you are celebrating in some way. I wore white today to remind us to put on white on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And in case you didn't know, it's going to be Shabbat on Erev Rosh Hashanah. So we're going to be lighting the Shabbat candles and the candles for the Yom Tov. And what I brought together is some beautiful flowers, because I love beautiful flowers in my home. And I think it might take a few extra days or a few extra hours to prepare. And I would actually say, go out a little bit, reach out a little bit. And I know for many people, you're not doing your own shopping. You're not purchasing things you were before, but why not have flowers delivered to yourself? Or think about somebody in the congregation you love and make their home a little bit more beautiful for the holidays. Send them some flowers. Of course, you want some really delicious wine, not just your average wine for Shabbat, really delicious wine for the Yom Tov. And also, if you don't drink wine, why not just go all the way with a Navarro Vineyards Pinot grape juice? So what I'm trying to get at is, I want you to we really want you to bring your Jewish stuff forward. You might wonder if I'm going to be wearing a cowboy hat on Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. I won't be, but I lost my dad a year and a half ago, and this was his cowboy hat. And so all of us know that the Chagim, especially Yizkor, is a time for memory. So if you feel so moved in your time of memory, it's perfectly appropriate to have a memorial candle and to light a yahrzeit candle for our loved ones. We've all lost so much, and to beautify the space that we're in, we have Shabbat candles, we have our yahrzeit candle. I have my grandfather's talit here with me. I have my family's holy books, actually a machzor from my great-grandfather. And I'm pulling these things out and putting them in front of me, not just on the day that I'm going to be with all of you, but my hope is that during the 10 days, that you can beautify your home, you can bring your holy objects out in front of you, and they will serve as a memory of not only the past times, but of how beautiful you can make your home and the spaces. We are leading you in prayer. Also, I think pictures are totally appropriate. We like to share pictures of our kids. The only one of these three who I'll be with is going to be Ivy, my dog, but because my kids aren't going to be home during the holidays. But that we have pictures of our loved ones, people who are no longer with us, or people in our lives who are with us, but they're not physically able to be with us. So I hope this little pre-setup has helped you in the idea of preparing and sanctifying your space. Flowers, candles, lights, some of the sacred objects from your own Jewish life and the life of your family. And we love you and we miss you dearly, but we want to support you in every way, making these high holy days as special, as sacred, and as memorable as possible.
Thanks, Rabbi Mintz. Rabbi Beth, why don't you go ahead and explain the ARC moment first, and then I'll go back to the website and show people how to sign up for it.
Perfect. Thank you. And I'm really excited about Rabbi Mintz's setup, because we have all kinds of ideas for how you can just take a space wherever you are and beautify it and really immerse yourself in these high holy days. Early on, we were developing our ideas, still not sure what the situation would be in September. And we went to our board of directors, and I don't know if he's made it on the call, but Alan Grenitz has just been a constant support for all of us during this very challenging time. And the board has been very supportive, and we told them what we had. And still some of our board members said, is there any way you can get us into the temple, even just a little bit? And thus was developed the concept of the ARC moment. And you'll find this on the website, this opportunity just for the members of the congregation. So of course, if you have not yet renewed your membership, do that tonight. The concept is that you can go onto the website and you can sign up for any rabbi or cantor you choose. And this will be over the next 3 Sundays, this coming Sunday and the 2 that follow, September 6th and September 13th. And you can pick a few moments to come to the temple and stand in the courtyard where you can breathe freely at a very socially distanced way and in a very healthy way that our staff has set up, and just have a moment standing with masks on, 10 feet away from a clergy person, and you can take a few moments for to be blessed or just to have a little quick chat. And then if you like, you can go in, you can sign up in advance. If you want to go just take a moment in one of the sanctuaries, in the main sanctuary, the Martin Meyer, the chapel, we just wanted to find a way to make that possible for you, but you need to sign up for that now. And for people who like this idea a lot, but you're just being ultra careful, and you want to drive up in front of the synagogue on Arguello in your car and roll down your window, we will stand 6 to 10 feet away and give you that ark moment, and you don't even have to get out of your car. So we're trying to think of every possible way to bring you in physically to the temple. So Rabbi Rodich will show you how to sign up for that.
Great. So I'm just going to share this again. And I'm now back on the website, and I'm under the Sanctify section, which that's the name for this moment in front of the ark. And well, most importantly, here's a beautiful picture of two of our fabulous clergy. But right here on this link, you can click book a session, and it will take you slowly to your regular Emanu-El portal login. So here's where you would enter your information and sign up for a slot that you could come into, and it will list the rabbi and cantors and everything of your choice, so that you can have your 15-minute slot. And we really do need you to use that. That's the way we're going to do this in the safest way possible, is to register for your specific time. And please be sure to show up on time so that we can make sure that you have the sanctuary just to yourself, and we can do this in the safest way possible. Any questions about that, reach out to any of us at the temple, and we'll help you out. I think we are now moving on to Rabbi Jonathan, who is going to explain some things to us about our services. Before he does, I'm going to just take us back to our website and show you where you can see the full calendar. Just one second. The one thing about this website, which these amazing people in Israel built for us, is it's a little on the slow side. But it's beautiful, so we'll forgive them. Okay, back to this. So now I've clicked on the services tab, and here you will see all of the days listed where we actually have live services, the full schedule and links to join the service. It will take you directly to the video feed. You don't need to go on Facebook or any other platform. You just come here and click, and it will bring you to a special page on our website where the live stream will be displayed. It's as simple as that. No passwords required for all of the public services. You just click and you are with us. And now I'm going to hand you over to Rabbi Jonathan to share more about this experience.
Thank you, Rabbi Rodich. Thank you, everybody, for being here and being part of community, the Minyan. We need Jewish community now more than ever. And we kind of have a theme running through our religious school, Judaism no matter what. So many things are happening out there. It's so important to have this foundation of support and ideas and ideals. And so we wish everybody could come in and be here. And we know that's not the right thing to do. So one thing we thought about philosophically when we organized these holidays is that at least we'd have our community come together in terms of our spiritual leadership in one set of services. So we won't have a classic or contemporary service, but one service for each holiday as the primary service. And those, your clergy are working to make them beautiful and uplifting and connecting and just to help us reach that level of support to face and engage and embrace the new year. They will be adjusted to be in the reality of Zoom, so we can take the most advantage of this technology. And we have somebody helping us to use the camera as well, to make sure the length of service is appropriate, and it's going to be just beautiful and I know engaging. We did decide on second day Rosh Hashanah, which many of us utilize as an option, to use that as just a general open service. That will run for a couple hours as if you were in the sanctuary. And feel free to come in and out of that service and really engage that one as well. It's just a different style to kind of be kind of old time, but contemporary at the same time as well. And you'll hear from Cantor Luck in a few moments about the teen services, but there'll also be afternoon services, healing services that stay the day and pray approach on Yom Kippur, which has been so amazing and uplifting. So I'm excited about the work that we're doing. I'm grateful that we are able to open the portal to anybody, because we want any person who's seeking to come to Torah at Emanu-El and know that they could have a home here, and that you as a Jewish community connected to Emanu-El are making all of this possible. And for that, we are eternally grateful. So I'll turn this now over to Rabbi Bauer, who will talk about improving the world.
And Rabbi Bauer wasn't able to make it tonight, so I'm gonna take that for him. But we have a great picture of him on this section of the website, so it's almost like he's here. This is the ACT section. It's the last section of the website that we want to show you tonight. Emanu-El has a long history of being committed to social justice and civic engagement in our community. So we just want to encourage you to take a look at this page. We continue our long-standing relationships with the food bank and with JFCS as we work to bring food to those who need it at this time. You can drop off food at the synagogue when you come in for your Ark moment. We would love you to do that. We still have our relationship with Hamilton Families. Take a look and see what you might be able to do to live up to the words of the prophet Isaiah over these holy days, to pursue justice in the world. That really is the ultimate meaning of the fast. I'll also say we can't publicly share anything yet, but it's likely we'll have a very special speaker for members only Yom Kippur afternoon in the vein of social justice, and look out for more information about that. Sorry to be a tease. All right, we're now going to hand this to David Goldman, who's gonna help us with some questions and answers.
I think actually Cantor Luck was gonna say.
Oh, sorry.
Right? If Cantor's.
That's all right, Rabbi Rodich. I can totally forgive you, Rabbi Rodich, because we started on the exact same day working at Congregation Emanu-El. Hi, everybody. Just a few words about music at the High Holidays. Just like everything else, we're rolling with it and learning and growing as we do. And I feel compelled as an artist to also just point out to this sacred community that right now our performing artists all over the world are really, really hurting. Pretty much the only performing artists who work right now are people who work in the sacred community. That's essentially it. So we who are working feel a huge responsibility that whatever it is we are putting out, that we are honoring that notion of how lucky we are to be able to be making music. So first of all, with regards to the High Holidays, it's a very unique situation. We did decide as a group that given the COVID situation, we're gonna try to do this together as one clergy team. And what that means for me and for Cantor Ati is that we are collaborating on every single High Holiday service for the first time since I have been here. So that's been very exciting. And further, it's causing different explorations musically that I think neither of us would have ever thought of without the other. Another thing that you may have seen on your Facebook pages or things like that, just going around the world since coronavirus started, are these virtual choirs that have been popping up everywhere. I'm sure you've seen it. One person is singing in their house and then another person is singing in their house. Soon there's 50 people singing in their houses, or maybe somebody's playing a violin or a cello. We decided that since we can't have all these instrumentalists with us, we certainly cannot have a choir, unfortunately right now, that we would find the space to pre-record some videos that we could insert. And that's going to be a way, particularly with some of the services that I used to lead that had a very large ensemble, that's a way that we're still going to be able to include that feeling in our High Holiday services and using those musicians that we normally use in the High Holiday services that I would normally lead. Additionally, we made a wonderful, we're still in process, but we have this community choir Emanu-El video that we're producing that's not only going to be used during the High Holidays, but we're going to be welcoming our entire community into the High Holiday season with this video that features about 60 Emanu-El members singing a High Holiday theme and an Adon Olam. I know a lot of us have already just watched the rough draft and it's bringing people to tears. So I'm really excited about sharing that with the whole community. We've also decided that all of our teen High Holiday services this year are going to be completely pre-recorded separately and assembled together. This has created so much opportunity for our teens. I watch video clip after video clip. Cantor Atty is the one that's been honing in musically with them. 3 kids singing at once, you know, in a backyard socially distanced, a brother and a sister in their house singing something. Everything I'm looking kind of draws me to tears. That could be because I'm easily drawn to tears. But I think that if you tune into those teen services this year, you will see why. And again, taking this crisis and finding a way to turn it into something meaningful and emotional, spiritual, and beautiful. And lastly, we also have our children's services, which are highly popular during the High Holidays. And we determined as a group that our preschool High Holiday services are going to be exclusively recorded on Zoom because we have found that our preschool children relate very well. Just like you see me now, I'm taking up a lot of the screen. That's something that we can actually do on Zoom. Our music educator, Jonathan Baer, has been collaborating with our clergy to create a wonderful Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur preschool experience. And then we're also going to have a YFE age-geared service for Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur that we will be pre-recording in the Martin Meyer Sanctuary to give a little bit of a more formal feel for our older kids. So those are pretty much the musical updates right now. We're very excited and hope you will watch us.
Thank you so much, Cantor Luck. And we're now going to hear some words from the president of our congregation, Alan Grenitz. And I just want to remind everyone that we're very happy to answer any questions you have. You can put them in the chat of the Zoom meeting. So just go ahead and put them in there. And after Alan speaks, we will address your questions.
Hi, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone. And I'm so glad that you took the time to join us to learn about the Congregation Emanu-El 5781 High Holidays preview. As we've just recently begun the period of reflection leading up to the days of awe, there is no doubt in anyone's mind that these High Holy Days will be different. It's our hope that in the past few minutes you've had the opportunity to learn more about how our sacred season will be felt and experienced in the midst of unprecedented adjustments due to the pandemic. The entire clergy team and staff has been hard at work to thoughtfully adapt our worship, learning, and social justice efforts to provide a meaningful, engaging, and immersive experience as we pray, sing, learn, reflect, and celebrate these High Holy Days together. Thank you again for taking the time to learn more about our plans. And I think we're ready to take your questions.
Well, I think we are. We've got a bunch of them coming in, so I'm just going to start with a couple things. First of all, again, another one of the running themes is wanting your input and giving you a chance to participate more than just being kind of in a passive way. So just as we start taking questions, I'm just going to actually put a poll slide up, and let's see, continue. Hopefully people can see that. If someone on the line can give me a thumbs up that they're seeing it. Okay, great, very good. And just while you're doing that, let's start with some of the questions that have come in. Rabbi Beth, I'll address them to you and you can farm them out to, pass them to someone else if you think it's
Sure.
more appropriate to do that. First of all, just a question about prayer books that came in on the chats. How are we going to be using those or not?
So we're going to integrate both some prayers on the screen that will come across in a ribbon form. Some prayers will be full screen to participate. And we also will be telling you about the flip book that the CCR, the Central Conference of American Rabbis, you can open up on a iPad as you're following along. That's what I believe we're doing. Any other clergy have any other responses?
Yeah, the only thing I would add to that, Rabbi Jonathan, is that the flipbook is free and it's a great option. If you prefer something that's a little easier to use and higher quality, you can purchase that same flipbook as a Kindle book through Amazon, and we'll provide the links for you. And it's a little easier to flip through and maneuver on an iPad or something.
And I'm only going to add one more thing, and that is that we're always encouraging everyone to always be building your own Jewish library. And these books are beautiful books to own and to pass on to generations to come. On our website and on our weekly e-blast, there's a link so that you can order the set of books to own in your own home. And that's another option for some people.
Great. Thanks, Rabbi. One of the things that, and this has kind of been a running theme, is that, so often, one of my, few jobs I have during the high holidays is to look at people's tickets as they come in. And so maybe Rabbi Jonathan, can you go over which things again are open to everyone? If I have a relative that I normally can't spend high holidays with or attend a service with because they're in another area, or maybe they're not a member, what are their opportunities to be involved?
Well, really excited that our main services, Erev Rosh Hashanah morning, second day Rosh Hashanah, Kol Nidre, and Yom Kippur morning and afternoon, and Ne'ilah and Yizkar are all open, that anybody can participate. I'm getting letters from people saying, oh, I heard you guys are doing this. We used to be members, we want to come back, and we can get in line. And so that's going to be on our screen, and you can just click and join those services. Some of the other things that are special to members only will be identified, including the social justice discussion. I believe, I'm not sure about the meditation or the healing services. Some stuff still is a little bit in play, but our primary things will be open to the larger community, and our chance to come together as our Emanu-El in-house will be limited to our members. So I hope that clarifies that.
Great, thank you. And Rabbi, while you have the floor, it's almost kind of the flip side of that question in some ways. Obviously, the folks who are online today have access because they're online. But if you have a friend or a relative that doesn't have computer access, doesn't have a good internet connection, are there opportunities, any more kind of lo-fi opportunities to participate?
I believe that we were going to try to create a phone access as well. Kendra Luck, can you take that question?
Yes, okay, hopefully you can hear me. We are working on a dial-in option with our head of IT, Emily Valentine. And as soon as we have all that information lock, stock, and barrel, it'll go onto the website. But we also will be doing specific outreach to some of our congregants who we happen to know don't have a computer, so that they understand very clearly from our own ears that they can call in for the service. And as soon as we have that information, also, we'll put it on our website so you can pass it around.
Right. And Kendra Luck, since you have the floor, this was a kind of a fun question that came in for you. You mentioned some of the artists that are struggling around the country, and you and Cantor Addy have always had just such wonderful musical guests during the high holidays. Any one in particular, or any kind of special musical guests or accompaniment that you're excited about performing with or working with this season?
Absolutely. Again, it's so unfortunate, the singing issue. Singing is just not quite safe as other things right now. Neither is playing a woodwind instrument. That doesn't really affect us in terms of the musical ensemble, but it very much affects us in terms of the choir. So you will see some familiar choir faces in those insert videos. And you will see a sort of hybrid combination during Yom Kippur and Rosh Hashanah of some of the instrumentalists that you may have seen in the services I lead, and some of the instrumentalists that you would normally see in the service cantor Ati leads. This actually presents a wonderful opportunity for us to sort of hybrid in a sense. So I think it'll be really great.
Cool. Looking forward to it. And if I can just end the poll for a second, a lot of other people are looking forward to it as well. But I really lovely that different people are looking forward to most different parts of it. I love the fact that in addition to services, that connection has those opportunities for closer connection are getting response from our members, because it's really something that is important to us, so you feel connected to the temple and each other. Couple other questions continue to come in, really good ones. Maybe Rabbi Rodich, because this is you've got control of the website, just repeating when the dates and times of the ARC moments are, or at least referring people to where they can see those.
Sure, they're over the next 3 Sundays, and you go to the HHD, which is High Holidays, hhd.emmanuelsf.org, or you can go to our regular website and there'll be a link to that there, and click on Sanctify, and you use just follow the directions there to sign up for a time slot. It's a very user-friendly platform for reserving a time. They actually created it, I believe, for salons and businesses like that to book reservations online. So it's a standard online reservation platform, and we hope it's easy to use. But for some reason you're having trouble, reach out to someone at the temple, and we will help you.
Right. We are working on some IT resources day of as well, different ways to handle that too. Well, here's a good one, and I'll throw it to any of the clergy. Will the rabbis be giving sermons, and if so, for how long? Okay, no, they didn't ask that second part. But will you be? What's happening with sermons this year?
Shall I answer it, Beth?
Rabbi Mintz, you want to take that one? I don't know if she's still with us. Well, the answer is, of course, each of the rabbis will be delivering a sermon, and we're obviously these times have us thinking very deeply about our messages to our community, and we're working on them. The services, for those of you who spend day in and day out from going from Zoom to Zoom to Zoom, we know that people can't stay on that long. So the services will be shorter and the sermons will be shorter, but hopefully no less impactful.
Thank you. Speaking of things that people like participating in from years past, Tashlit is one of them. And we still get a lot of questions. Is it happening? It's outdoors. Can we really do it? What's the deal? Again, and any of the clergy, feel free to jump in on that.
So we are trying to create a Tashlich message that we can send to everybody to your iPhone or telephone, and you could take it to the beach, to any body of water, and have a meditation, have music, and have that Tashlich moment happen. There is the hope on some of the clergy that maybe we could have different bodies of water where different clergy might be present. But that's a debate. We want to adhere to the safety rules of the city of San Francisco. So that's a discussion the clergy is picking up again in the next couple of days. But there will be at least that Tashlich moment app or message that will come directly to you.
Great. And thank you, Rabbi. And it is a great opportunity just to emphasize something that we've done in previous presentations to our members. And actually, I'll take this opportunity to remind folks that we really have been in this time trying to be more transparent with members. This is now our 4th town hall since shelter in place has occurred. So we really are appreciating these moments to talk with you directly. But really, one of our themes is that not only do we want to follow the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law, and just be great exemplars of great citizens for the city, and just go above and beyond with that. One other question that I am getting, and I think it's the last one I will check to see while you're answering this. A very specific question, and will those of us who participated in singing be able to see it before the services, or perhaps have a copy? That may be a little too detailed.
Yes, yes.
Okay, please. Yes, thank you.
It'll be released before the service, and you will have a chance to see it. It's not, I don't believe we're waiting until the service to release it. We haven't made a final.
In fact, yeah, in fact, it's really not, the video that we're making is not intended for the high holidays, although it's going to be used for the high holidays. Its intention is to welcome the entire community to the high holiday season. So it will be released to the whole community, and we'll be taking some of it and inserting it into some service moment. But it's going to be that just big announcement. Here we are Emanu-El, we are San Francisco, we are one community.
Great.
I also just,
sorry. You had said that, I think you had texted me that you wanted a moment. If you hadn't have it, go for it now since you're on.
Thank you, David. I just wanted to add one more thing, just in response to Rabbi Beth saying that it is true, right? And the whole world deals with this in the faith community, that people's attention spans on screens can be harder, can be challenging. And we recognize that, and we're dealing with that in terms of how we're thinking through the service. For those of you who feel, I want the absolute full-length Reform service for my high holidays, please tune in on second day of Rosh Hashanah, because on second day of Rosh Hashanah, that is what you will have.
Great, thank you, Cantor. And again, I wanted, because we sometimes use the word Zoom now, I'm old enough, like I remember Xerox means like copies. So we use the word Zoom now to say anything that's online. This really is not going to be like this, like your typical Zoom call. We've really invested a lot, both philosophically, we have a director, we have a producer, we have new camera systems. It is not going to feel like a Zoom call. At least that's our intent, even though we now use that term for everything. I'm getting, I think, one last question, and then I'll turn it back over for final comments. And I'm not editing this, I'm just reading it as it is. As things get updated on the website, will new information be highlighted or called out so we don't have to sift through? So I guess a question about how we'll be highlighting things that have changed or new developments, things of that nature. It's a good question.
I can say, I don't expect there to be changes at this point unless they were significant. And if they were, we would let you know. But because we're not meeting in person, we have a plan that we will be able to carry out pretty much with certainty. I hesitate to say that because nothing feels certain right now, but we think it's pretty much, set. So I wouldn't worry too much about evolving plans at this point. We've worked hard to provide you with some certainty in this uncertain time.
Right. And we do have the weekly emails that we send out updates on, and of course the main page of the website as well.
And I would add that website is the final say. So if you have questions that day, just go to the High Holiday website. Any of the written material we've sent you, that may be out of date. So last month's Chronicle, for example, had some aspirational things that we weren't able to do. And the website has some new things that we're doing instead. So please refer to the website for those questions. And we just want to, I think we're concluding here, David, yes?
Yeah, I'm just going to hand it over to Rabbi Beth for final announcements, and that should do it.
All right. Well, first, I also want to thank Alex Nabel, who has completely redone her career to enable us to have these opportunities to come together as a group. And so we're grateful to you, Alex. And she just put a link in the chat. Just some reminders we have for you. It's in order to make services available to the whole entire world and really literally to make them available to everyone, we ask you to renew your your membership and to support the temple generously so that we can make it available to everyone, because we really count on those renewals. Some of the local food banks really count on us, the Jewish Family and Children's Service Food Bank and the SF Marin Food Bank. Every year, hundreds of congregants bring bags of food, and now we won't all show up to temple. So in the link, you can see that you can make donations to them, or when you come for your ARC moment, you can bring a bag in one hand for JFCS and a bag in the other hand for SF Marin Food Bank. And we really do want you to tell all of your congregation friends to send in a photo to the email, and the link is like High Holiday Photo at Emanu-El, but look it up. It's on the website, so that we can see your beautiful faces when we all come together for each of our High Holy Days. And we're really grateful that you're here. Feel free to follow up with any of us with questions that you have. And we are truly working and continuing to work to make the best out of this time.
Our people has carried Judaism forward no matter what. It's an honor to carry it forward with you, even in this time.
So thank you, everyone. And we'll see you at the holidays. Of course, we have services this Friday night from the main sanctuary at 6 p.m. and that's new as well. So we hope you'll tune in. Have a good evening. Stay safe.
Thank you, everyone.